am reacting to your wrestling hot takes. I do these videos once a week to make sure that you all have a voice in this community as well. So if you want to submit your hot takes for next week's videos for me to react to, critique, or maybe even roast, make sure that you're following me on X. I'll ask for your hot takes there every Thursday. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, look, I know you're gonna fall in love with this channel because we upload daily wrestling content, so make sure you subscribe. And as always, let's read some stupid shit. Dom is already the best heel in the WWE over Roman. Roman gets such a mix of cheers and boos that I don't even see him as a true heel anymore with his crowd reaction. Well, he is becoming a bit more of a natural heel these days with how much people are getting frustrated over the fact that he doesn't actually show up to work, but I get what you're saying. And that's because Roman Reigns is the cool heel, so he's usually about to get about half cheers, half boos, kind of like a CM Punk. But I would say that you're kind of onto something here because Dominic Mysterio is a great natural heel from end to end. But I would say, unfortunately, most of his heat right now isn't because he's a great heel, even though I do like him as a heel and for his age he's fantastic. I just think it's just a meme to boo Dominic Mysterio. I would say that the best natural heel in the WWE from end to end is Gunther. Gunther does get some cheers from time to time, but that's just because people respect how good he is in the ring. But I'd say as a natural heel, he is better than Dom right now. Liv Morgan is not WrestleMania main event material yet. She has potential for sure, but she hasn't been built up that way. Look, I know a lot of people love Liv Morgan, but this guy's kind of right. I just don't see Liv Morgan in the top tier echelon of women's wrestling. I think she's just a cut below the likes of the Rhea Ripleys of the world, the Charlottes, the Bianca Belairs, and I don't really know what they can do to build her up that way. Maybe they can have her be maybe the version of a Daniel Bryan where she has this great rise to the top, but right now I never really take her seriously as a top tier contender like some of these other women that I've mentioned. I feel like they should have done a reveal of Randy Orton returning a little better. I love Cody Rhodes, but I feel like they should have saved it for Survivor Series instead of Cody announcing it. Look, I get it. In a perfect world, it would have been a great surprise to have Randy Orton surprise the world and be the shock fifth entrant for Cody Rhodes' Survivor Series team. However, you're putting a lot of faith on the fact that the Chicago fans aren't going to accidentally ruin Randy Orton's return by chanting CM Punk before Randy Orton's music hits. If you just tell the world it's Randy Orton, then the Chicago fans know to temper their expectations and know to give all their love and adoration to Randy Orton, and so that they don't accidentally ruin Randy's return by chanting for CM Punk. So I get it from the WWE's perspective, so I'm okay with what they did. Matt Hardy's fame is built off of Jeff. His only good feud in the WWE was against his own brother, and the Edge one was all right. I mean, like, you're not necessarily wrong, but I don't think it's built off of Jeff. I think it's built off of the Hardy Boys tag team. However, there was a portion of time in TNA when Matt Hardy was the hottest thing in professional wrestling with his broken Matt Hardy act. And that had nothing to do with Jeff Hardy. That had nothing to do with the Hardy Boys. It was a character that he thought of from the ground up. So I don't think that Matt Hardy is just Jeff's brother per se. Kofi Mania was only special because of the WrestleMania moment. Sorry, but it's true. There was no good feuds or matches after he won it. Maybe Dolph, but that's about it. The Randy feud was okay. The promos were better than both matches and they had for the title. Well, duh, it's called Kofi Mania. Of course it's about the WrestleMania moment. It's called Kofi Mania, not Kofi entire year. Look, Kofi Mania was an amazing moment in time, but you're not wrong. Of course, Kofi Kingston's reign afterwards was not great, but Kofi Mania is a beautiful, perfect moment. It was just the WrestleMania moment and everything leading up to it. That's what I consider Kofi Mania, at least. I don't consider the reign after that to be part of Kofi Mania per se. Asuka should win her first Mania match next year. Hold the fuck on. Dude, I just looked it up. I'm learning this for the first time. Asuka hasn't won a WrestleMania match? Okay, that's wild. Okay, sure. Let's have her win a WrestleMania match, please. If CM Punk were to return, it would need to be as a heel. His face run was great, but returning him as a heel would be incredibly unexpected and draw more eyes. Yeah, heel CM Punk is the best version of CM Punk, but I'm gonna be honest, like, the WWE just has too many great heels at the moment. The heels are dominating the top of the card. They've got the majority of the titles right now. I don't know if the WWE necessarily needs more heels. I think they need more credible faces and better booked faces as well. And I think that CM Punk could offer that dynamic for Triple H to book an interesting babyface. This video is brought to you by patreon.com/SantiZap, where you're gonna get even more wrestling content than you're already getting here on this channel. You're gonna get get the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days early. You're going to get the Monday Night Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the wrestling Q&As that we're doing over there, and more. So go check it out. Patreon.com/SantiZap. There might be something that you like there. It'll be the top link in the description. All right, back to the video. If the Okada talks are true, he should be the one to answer Shinsuke Nakamura's open challenge. Well, I hope that there actually is a Shinsuke Nakamura open challenge. Obviously, we don't know as of the making of this video, but if it is an open challenge and it is not CM Punk, Okada would be huge. If anything, Okada makes more sense than CM Punk because there's actually a link between Okada and Nakamura, that being that New Japan link. Nakamura and CM Punk is just kind of super random, but it'd be kind of neat to see. So I'm okay with it being CM Punk or Okada. Both are shooting our expectations way too high. So like, dude, I'm expecting nothing out of this, so that if we do end up getting something, at least I'm a little bit surprised and happy about it. Because honestly, the WWE just has a tendency to not deliver on these speculated returns or speculated signings. AJ Styles is being underutilized in WWE due to his background from TNA and Impact Wrestling. He should have been a top guy in recent years, but has hardly been in the main event picture. I mean, I guess I get your frustration with AJ Styles not being in the main event picture over the last couple years, but I don't know what him being from TNA or Impact Wrestling has anything to do with this. I just don't see a world where they're holding that over his head. I think this is a weird, wild leap to say that TNA and Impact Wrestling is the reason why AJ Styles is not at the top of the card. If that were the case, they wouldn't have put a title on AJ Styles so quickly after jumping from companies like TNA, Impact, New Japan, etc. So I'm going to qualify this as stupid. AEW doesn't feel like a pro wrestling show. Don't get me wrong, they have some absolutely incredible talents, but it feels more like a kid playing with his action figures than a professional wrestling show. Damn. Okay, I'm assuming that the kid playing with his action figures here is Tony Khan. And when you kind of put it that way, it's kind of mean the way that you put it. You kind of aren't wrong, because it does seem like AEW right now is just Tony Khan signing people that he likes and putting matches that he thinks would be good. And most of the time they are very good, but there's not enough thought and enough reason behind these matches. So it does end up being just this billionaire putting his two toys in the ring and watching them do cool shit. So even though you put it in a pretty crude way, you're kind of right. Randy Orton should be the one to end Roman's streak once it's time. He has the prestige to uphold the title's legacy and the weight, and it should be a way to finally give him his flowers. Well, Randy Orton has had plenty of flowers. Let's not make Randy Orton sound to be like this indie guy that's never really gotten a chance in the WWE. This is an umpteenth time WWE champion. He's been getting plenty of opportunities and plenty of flowers. That being said, I don't hate this, and I think you made a really strong case for this, because you do need somebody that has the prestige to uphold that title's legacy, somebody who can bear the burden of the weight of being the one that ended Roman Reigns' giant streak. Because if you had somebody like LA Knight, respectfully, I like LA Knight, he just doesn't have the ability to be able to carry the weight of being the guy that dethroned Roman Reigns. I just don't see it. I think Cody Rhodes does have the ability to do that, but I think Randy Orton's a really great choice as well, and I wouldn't hate this. Come to think of it, have we had a Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns feud during Roman's streak? I don't think so, right? Because we did have Randy Orton and Riddle take on the Usos, but we never really got Randy Roman, I don't think. So shit, I'm down, at the very least, to see this feud. LA Knight only got over with the WWE Universe due to Bray Wyatt's death. Do you guys now see why before I start reading these, I say, let's read some stupid shit? This is what I'm talking about. This is incredibly stupid. Callum, respectfully, this is fucking dumb. Karrion Kross is the biggest waste of talent right now. It's sad that someone who does amazing promos, has a sick entrance, and is great in the ring, but they can't give him a true feud. Last feud he had that resulted in matches on PLEs was a year ago with Drew. Let him cook. You know what? You're kind of spitting facts right now. I can't say whether I like Karrion Kross or don't like Karrion Kross, because I don't ever get to see Karrion Kross. I'm very curious as to why the reason behind this is. All of his feuds are always just SmackDown feuds. Like you mentioned here, he very rarely gets a chance to perform at WWE PLEs. It's been a very long time, and he's a great storyteller. And like you you said, he's got a great look. He can be great in the ring. He just has a great presence about him. I think he could be a great mid-card heel or even a top-tier heel, but they just don't give him a chance. They don't give him screen time. I don't know what's going on with Karrion Kross. Like I said, I'm reserving judgment on him because I don't know whether I like him. I don't know whether I hate him because they never show him. I literally can't understand why WWE isn't pushing Kayden Carter and Katana Chance. Their chemistry is through the roof and they could turn the whole women's tag team division by themselves as champions. Dude, you're right. I don't understand why they don't get a chance in the women's tag team division, considering they are like the only women's tag team active right now that isn't just a hodgepodge of women put together, because the tag team division is Chelsea Green and Piper Neverd. Hodgepodge just put together right there. We have Maxine and Ivy Nile. Hodgepodge just put together. We have Tegan Knox and Natalia. Hodgepodge just put together. The only real tag team right now are Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, and they are so much fun. I would like to see them actually get some opportunities at the women's tag titles because they're the only women's tag team available. Alberto Del Rio was a good world heavyweight champion. His matches were almost always good, and he played his heel character very well. I do think that Alberto Del Rio is an underappreciated WWE talent when we had him. I just think that he is a victim of the fact that he was a top tier heel during a time when the WWE just wasn't entirely very interesting. But as a worker, I think he was great. I don't think that he was phenomenal. I do think that his resume does speak a Hall of Famer. I don't think he'll ever be put in the Hall of Fame because of all of his extracurriculars outside of wrestling, shall we say. But yeah, okay, Alberto Del Rio was good, sure. But I don't think he was torching the world either. He did have one badass entrance theme and a great gimmick with Ricardo Rodriguez being his personal ring announcer. I do love that character. Santos has the opportunity to lead one of the greatest factions in all of WWE with Humberto and Angel. It's insane the possibilities WWE can go with his heel run. Dude, you're right. They have so many ways that they could go with Santos Escobar. He could be a lone wolf type character, or he could make his own faction. And I think you did pick the right guys, Humberto and Angel. But I don't think that this would be one of the greatest factions in all of WWE. I think that they need to prove a lot, especially Santos Escobar. He's already gotten plenty of chances in the main roster to get over, and he struggled. I feel like this heel run is a make or break for Santos Escobar, regardless of whether he goes solo or whether he does make this fun faction with Humberto and Angel, which I personally would like to see, because Humberto and Angel are fucking awesome. WWE has buried Jey Uso. They're giving him losses on a weekly basis. Bro lost to Drew after one signature move, not even a Claymore. Bro, I don't think you know what being buried is. He's in the main event consistently. I'd say, sure, he's treading a little bit of water, but so is Cody. He's kind of treading water as well. And that's because neither him nor Cody are really set on a path to their main next feud. And I think once Jey Uso actually has a path towards a feud, that they can actually start to build him as one of these top tier people that's constantly winning. But losing to Drew McIntyre, who is right now one of the hottest WWE acts, is absolutely not getting buried. Man just got a new t-shirt, for God's sakes. He's doing okay. Ric Flair should beat MJF for the AEW World Champion, as Ric Flair not retiring anytime soon and have long title reign. This is horribly written, but also a terrible take. I'm pretty sure you're trying to troll, but I think the fact that you just like absolutely butchered the grammar on this made this significantly not funny. Dominic Mysterio is a main event caliber superstar and deserves to be in the picture with Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Okay, let's relax now. I love Dominic Mysterio, probably more than all of you combined. I love me some Dom. I suffer from crippling Dom syndrome. I love Dominic Mysterio that much. But there's no way that right now he is in the same conversation as Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Those are guys that are the top tier echelon of the WWE. That is the 1 and 2. Those are the guys that are carrying the companies on their backs at the moment. They're deep into their 30s with so many years of experience, countless main events between all of them, world championships. Dominic's just starting his career. Give him a chance to build up to that. Let's not start putting him in the same conversation with these guys yet. Money in the Bank is a top 4 PLE over Survivor Series. Yep, I've said this a million times. Survivor Series is not a top 4 PLE. Money in the Bank is definitely in that conversation now. Roman should break Bruno's record. Dear God. So as of the making of this video, for Roman Reigns to surpass Bruno's record, he would need to be champion for another 4.5 years. Can you sit through another 4.5 years of Jimmy Uso helping Roman Reigns win? I can't. Look, I love the long reign here. I love the fact that, you know, we are turning what a great champion is on its head. It's no longer about how many championships you hold. It's about how long you can actually hold the championship. I love all that. I'm okay with that. But another 4.5 years of Roman Reigns as your world champion? Fuck no. Please. No. Look, I'm okay with him beating Hulk Hogan. That's just a couple more months. But another 4.5 years? Never. Please. Bro, I wish WWE could go back to the PG era, to be honest. And yeah, I'd like to go back to World War II. Hell, you know what? I'd love to go back to the Great Depression to really experience what that was like. Stupid. You should feed the editor. I do. I feed him insults. Get back to work, Scott. AEW uses blood so much that it makes the Attitude Era look PG. Bro, they do use blood way too much. It completely desensitizes us to what blood is supposed to be for. It's gotten so bad to the point that now AEW is having to get creative with what they do with all of that blood. And what they did at Full Gear with Hangman Adam Page, with Hangman drinking Swerve's blood directly from his blood dripping face and then doing the Triple H and spitting it out into the air, that I don't know whether I love that or hate that, but damn, that only happens because blood has just become just a random ass object in AEW with no meaning. So you have to get creative with the blood. So we're at the point where now that they're playing with blood. Becky Lynch should win Wrestler of the Year for 2023. The work she's done putting people over and having consistent banger matches and stories has been a treat to watch. I think War Games this weekend will only add to that resume. Becky Lynch has quietly had a really fun year. It's been like her side quest year, where she's just been doing other things aside from being in the world title picture. And I think it's been really refreshing. And, you know, I think the feud with Trish Stratus maybe went a little bit long. I think her stint in the women's tag team division wasn't the best, but helping put over the likes of Zoe Stark, helping put over people like Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria in NXT, and now being part of the women's War Games and helping make something out of Xia Li, she's been putting in work. She's been a great workhorse. I don't know if I put her as the Wrestler of the Year, but I think for me, she'd be in contention for sure for all of the great work that she's done. All right, that's it. Those are all the hot takes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All right, I'm done. Get out of here.